Hello and welcome back to GDL Game of the Week, but it's not Game of the Week, it's Power Rankings. I'm joined
Also known
by
as the roast of GDL2.
Carmen,
Howdy, howdy. We're gonna roast some teams.
Kipkluif,
Howdy, howdy! It's my team that's gonna be roasted in here.
and Gangster Samroad.
Who?
Mary Plates' brother,
Ah, that guy. He smells.
probably.
And he's ugly.
Yeah, in this
I'm sure
video we're going
honestly.
to be giving PRs, or I guess roasts, on the GDL2 teams. Going in order that the doc has them in, which is the draft order. So we start with VolBeat You by Secret Guy.
You said, yes, VolBeat, round 1, perfection.
VolBeat, that Pokemon is so good that it doesn't even need to be Terra. Doesn't
Nope,
need
it-
it.
Yeah.
right?
It needs to be a
It's
brother.
so sad.
Okay,
No
okay.
one has Terra Bug.
Let's go through. Let's go look at the positives first. We have Heatran Gliscor.
Mhm.
They share a water weakness, but that's balanced by Alomomola, and there's a Screamtail to help out, like whatever the fuck, right?
Greentail will sit on things, miscellaneous things.
Okay, that was the good. Now for the bad.
Does
we have-
Alomomola actually 1v1 water types?
No,
No. That doesn't matter. Like you come in, take the hit, flip turn out, bro.
Yeah, you just pass a wish to whatever, and then
Alright,
that can continuously beat the water.
Let's start with the bad, right? So we have 6 Flying Week, 4 Fire Week, 4 Ice Week, of which 2 are 4 times week. If Heatran ever dies, you lose.
Yeah.
Heatran is known
I will
survival
say
until it dies.
both of the Terra captains have Terra Electric,
Yes.
so
Alright.
you can quote unquote fix the flying weakness.
I guess. Yeah, that's true. I think in this team, you're not really going for defensive solidity. You're gonna like try to hold up your opponent for a little bit and then try to like pull out some Sneasel Hisui shit. You're gonna do like Scarf Medicham, Trailblaze Scyther. You're gonna try to like sweep early.
What I see with this team is that there's a lot of overlap in certain aspects. Like, the roles of Medicham and Sneasel are to break things on the fighting side, no? And it feels weird having both of them, unless I'm missing something that Sneasel has that Medicham doesn't really have.
Speed.
Oh yeah, Sneasel's like fast. But it's not like regular Sneasel, it's the Hisui one who's poison fighting.
Yeah, it's a weird team. I think
And
defensively,
they're
defensively it's
That's
very
true.
suspect. It's completely held together by Heatran. If you take out Heatran, you probably just lose a matchup. So for now, like, I don't mind the speed tiers. There's a couple fast Pokemon. There's Heatran Current Scarf, Medicham Current Scarf.
There's some good ranges here.
I don't like the
Yeah,
absolute lack of special offense though. Aside from Heatran.
Yeah.
And if
it's,
you want to run, you're probably going to
there's
want to
a
run
range,
defensive Heatran
I
every
guess.
week, most likely.
Exactly. Like,
Because Heatran's holding your team together.
I mean, realistically, like the type matchup sheet doesn't say that much because you're not going to be bringing like Volbeat and Lurantis and Scyther, you know.
Unless you bring Volbeat, Clarentis, and Scyther.
No, good point. Yeah.
I mean, you never know with this guy.
No, I think this is the type of guy to run like Gliscor without Earthquake.
Yep,
Yeah.
that
Brings-
happened.
he's gonna bring at least one metronome user a week.
Although, Gliscor doesn't get Roost anymore, so it's like relying on the Toxic Orb healing. You have an extra
No,
Roost
no,
slot.
this doll's gonna Flame Orb Facade, dude. Watch out.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, but,
Yeah,
I don't think the team's very good. We
Yeah.
could wolf for
I would recommend
longer,
running
but-
Earthquake on Gliscor though, and not Poison Jab. If the opposing player has a tier 1 that is 4 times weak to ground and like no resists, I feel like in that case you should probably run Earthquake on Gliscor. I know he's made this mistake in the past, so
Yeah,
I'm just pointing.
yeah. I think I mean, you can 1v1 a bunch of like shit with Screamtail. You can get some opportunities, right? But I don't think this team has like with basically Sneasel, Hisui, Scyther, and maybe SD Gliscor from the offense. I don't think there's enough to take advantage of those opportunities. Like maybe if we had like a DD Pokemon, that could have been good. I know he tried to go for Frostbolt, but got sniped. That would have been very good as well. In that,
there's also like a Pincurchin here without anything to take advantage of it.
There's two Electrics, I guess.
Yeah,
but
but
was here just not have a massive flying weakness, but we still have the massive flying weakness.
Yeah.
No, Pincurchin is just gonna throw spikes for the HO,
Bro,
so Gliscor can run Sword Stance.
He thought it just was Natdex and he was gonna do Nature Power Thunderbolt Heatran. Nah, but I'm gonna give this team a 4.5.
I was gonna give it a 5. I think it has some okay-ish like maneuverability, and like in certain matchups it can be okay. But with the massive exploitable weaknesses, it's just gonna struggle a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna join in with 5.
I just see Secret Guy and I think of his DPL performance, and I can't really take it seriously anymore. Sure, 5.
This man has won like €1 and 20 cents off me by drafting Cramorant round 1 and then some other bullshit round 1. Anyway, second team.
Go.
It's Sherry Davis.
Sherry Davis going in hot with the 5 ice weaknesses. Ninetales to stop him.
Hell yeah.
What are the resists to ice on this team?
I just told you actually.
Ninetales?
It's
Hey,
Shiftry.
Terrify Shiftry and Shiftry with Wind Rider is immune to Icy Wind.
It's immune to Blizzard.
I don't think Blizzard is categorized as a wind move.
I don't think so either. It'd be pretty cool. But there's no benefit to being a wind move right now. They need to fix that shit.
Oh, Blizzard is a wind move. Okay, so...
Yo. Best of Bomber Snow counter the game, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna
anyway,
have some Pokemon that has like strong wings or something that gets 1.2 for wing moves.
Anyway, I'm gonna go through the good points of this team. This has very potent HO. I'm going to just start with that because we have Ninetales, right? Which is going to boost that Roaring Moon into like crazy levels. We have a Chlorophyll Sun Abuser in Shiftry, so that's a neat little duo. We have Clamora, one of the best suicide leads, can also, win the hazard game by itself, set up T-Spikes, set up rocks, Mortal Spin to avoid them, being on your side.
Mm-hmm.
We can have a Web Sleeve, a Masquerain.
We have a very good spin blocker.
Yeah, we have, like I said, like he says, he's doing Zoroark. He picks up Flamigo so no one else can have it to kill Hisuian Zoroark. It's genius. No, but this team has really potent HO. And I think even Jolteon still is weatherable. But then also tries to cover the rest of the types with Sand Slash, and I don't know, I feel like
there's a mess period here.
There's good HO, but you don't need all of these Pokemon for it.
I think Mesprit is fine. It can Healing Wish, and then suddenly you have a second Roaring Moon.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever gonna bring Sand Slash. It's decent.
Nah.
It's decent on preview, so your opponent just doesn't hazard stack. You hope.
I also don't really know why Carbink is the Terra Captain.
I also don't know why it's
two as well.
I also don't know why it's on the team.
I don't know why there's no water type. I think that could have.
I did not even realize.
I think that.
Yeah, that makes it very tough.
Yeah, no steel, no water is. I mean, you see the ice resistance there. That's.
I mean, if it's down to me, I don't think this team needs webs. For me, you can switch stuff around with that Masquerain. You can switch stuff around. Maybe, you have already got so much in the way of that powerful offense. Do you really need Flamigo to back that up, or can you get a little bit more defensive solidity? Grab a lower tier fighting, get yourself a good water that's gonna help you beat ice types. Is gonna maybe have a decent. Defensive matchup against ground types anyway. Just kind of be able to slow down the game effectively, because right now, if you lose momentum with this team, you're kind of screwed, because Carbink's not really that good at stopping that. Sand Slash is too weak to do anything about it. So that's, for me, if you can slow down the momentum and turn that around, that'd be good.
Yeah, right now that's only Clamora doing that, sort of.
Yeah, kind of.
Like with this hyper
Like,
offense,
if you want to run bulky recover, you can do something.
like it's somewhat one-dimensional in a sense, where like if your opponent has a way to out-offense you or somehow stop your onslaught, like Tobias said, you lose momentum, and you have nothing to back up onto.
Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate and very difficult to work around.
Yeah, it's kind of where you want to see like the intimidate Pokemon, you know, something that helps slow that down, or I don't know, like maybe for this type of team you'd look at like a Mimikyu, you know, for the disguise you can like disguise red card, just I don't think is there any magic card Pokemon in the game? It is Clefable, but that's kind of it, right? Like
Yeah.
Like, if you have something that's sturdy, you can slap boots on it. Stuff like that could just be helpful.
It's like an emergency get out of jail free card if things go south.
Exactly. Like, something bulky like Giraffe that you can slap on Roar. That it gets that now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you kind of need something like that to, like, prevent yourself from being, like, overhauled.
Yeah. Well, you can technically like do that once per game if you have the right terrible shift. I'm sure it gets Whirlwind, right? Or doesn't it anymore?
It should. I don't know why they removed that.
But in any case, even if it is running Whirlwind, you're not running the maximum potential you want on your shift tree.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Yo, Sash pickpocket though. No.
Nah.
No, but I think the team has got offense, but it just needs a few extra tools to back it up. So I'd say like 6.
Yeah, Roaring Moon definitely helps.
Okay, maybe 5.5 because the ice is too wonky. Like run scarf ice move and put up Brooks and you're kind of good to go.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna give like 5.
I think a 5 straight. It's more one-dimensional than the previous one, and like slightly more potential, but not that much.
Yeah, it's like a 6, 5.5. It's somewhat similar to my team, except without a water type and stuff, and a steel type. Maybe he, I said maybe I'll copy Sherry Davis's team, but I feel like.
But if we're like being right, if we're being real though, if we go to this team's or like the draft board, yeah, I'm gonna put it on like which steals are even available when this dog decides to process, which is not right now.
Yeah, that should have definitely been a early priority.
Yeah, there's not much that can like really fix that for him.
Yeah.
There might be like a Berserker, maybe.
That doesn't help.
That's not a steel type you want, no.
Yeah, the dog's not having it. Oh no, here we go. Yeah, there's...
slash Lola?
There's Revivroom, I guess.
Yeah, this is pretty tragic.
Get that epic Probo Pass, or Tinkatuff.
Probo Pass, Golem Lola at home. Nah, but yeah, I guess you just balance out with a good water, just try to get momentum back. But yeah, 5 for now. Alright, next team.
Now finally, some good drafting.
Are you sure about
this
that?
team is scary. I mean, it has Enamorous and Cleavor, so good luck getting in.
Yo, this team looks like Anzaro drafted. All these Pokemon look fucking hundreds of years old. What the hell?
Even like the new forms are like old Pokemon.
Yeah, but he has the Hisuian Pokemon. The Hisuian Pokemon. The Psychozar, which has like an ancient past relative. One of the first Pokemon of all time. A Gen 1 Pokemon again. Hisuian Pokemon from hundreds of years ago. Okay, Azelf. A Hisuian Pokemon 100 years ago. Okay, some edgy teenager. And a Gen 1 Pokemon. So this is just, to me, this just screams Anzaro team. Or a Say team. I'm calling both of them old. Deal with it. Anyway, to actual analysis, we can see on the sheet. You're switching to Rock. It doesn't exist before you Terra Avalugg.
There's no fighting type, which would help, or like ground type.
I think this team is strangely reliant on that Avaloy kind of coming. Because if you're running Samurott and Cleavor, you're going for like... You're going for outstacking your opponent. You're going to try to win with like DD Zard or Shift Gear Psychozar maybe, or like some like Scarf and Amorous, maybe Mystical Pyro Azo for any end game. You just kind of like stack and then like overpower, but you do need to like deal with hazards on your side. I do need to be able to like take a hit and dish back. I like the Muck bring it. I like Avaloy C plus Muck. I think that's decent. I think Psychozar can run a good AV set.
Psychozar gets spin as well, so that's helpful. But it's like fast spin, not necessarily like fully bulky spin.
Yeah, it's definitely good offense. I think Muck is good to slow things down. You have Haze, Avaloy Isui. I don't think it has Roar anymore, but like it's hitting hard anyway. Like a physical Pokemon's really gonna get past it, right? Magneton.
I mean, DD Zard appreciates the prankster screens being set up.
Yeah, for sure. I think Shift Gear Psychozar really likes Magnet Pull as well, because that's his like coverage issue.
Yeah, I do want to say on that note, like it doesn't really matter because Avaloy is mostly going to be the one who's going to Terra, but this Magneton does not have Terra Ice. It has Steel Water Fairy.
Yeah,
like
that's kind of weird.
It's not as bad as like pure electric types who get just only electric moves.
No, that's for sure.
I mean, if you look at this team, like I can see why he wants to go Steel, and you can kind of play bulky Steel and still hit very hard.
Yes, of course.
This is also one of the first teams I've seen where you're not actually where you don't have a positive matchup against Steel. Well, the worst time was, I think at some point in GDL2 someone was weak to Bug. That was tragic. But
yeah, that's quite grim.
No, but to be fair, this is relying on Avaloy Isui being 4 times weak, which is just not going to be.
What's also interesting is that if Avaloy Isui decides to go Terra Water, for example, and be like the bulky water with spin and recover, even then, the team is very weak to electric overall. Because there's no ground type either, and your grass type is not really bulky in the slightest.
Wait, Avaloy doesn't have...
The grass...
Terra Ground?
It's Terra
it has ice, water, fire. Yeah. But the grass type isn't very bulky, but it resists electric 4 times.
No, but this team is really bad against Volt Switch because it needs to keep, it wants to keep momentum.
It has 0 ground types. That's really bad.
You can't play the mind game. Like AV Psychozar takes the hit super well, but then you Volt Switch out and you go into the Pokemon to kill Psychozar. You bring like Scarf Prisimi or something. This team is fucked.
Yeah. Gotta rely on cell battery sets.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I agree. It's like no way to ever dissuade Volt Switch is really bad.
Yeah, if you slot in any ground types, I think you should be good. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I think it's easy to fix if you wanna like make it a little bit more robust, and you still have some decent. Like, you have very scary offense, so I don't know. I see the potential.
Yeah. The mons that are here are good, and they somewhat work together. There's just some holes that we need to fix. So yeah, 7's fair, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, sure, 6.5.
6.5 is fine. Like, no ground type. Ground is quite important.
Just draft 8 of them, it's fine. All 8 ground types.
Now we have Terra Diplin.
Yo, I beat this team already.
The Drippling.
Yeah, that was.
I don't even know why this thing can use Eviolite. I haven't played the deals.
Hey man, I don't work at Game Freak.
It will evolve at some point. We just need to get there.
I've been informed that it may receive an evolution, but please don't demonetize me for saying that. We're not monetized, so you can't demonetize me. Anyway, on this team, Diplin is bulky as shit. Like, even when he's 4 times weak, right? If you're max Fistef, with a Violite and max HP, you don't die to Weavile Life Orb Ice Spinner.
That's insane.
That's nuts.
It's bulky as shit, and then it tears into either a Dragon type, a Fire type, or a Steel type.
Water type, right?
It's pretty.
No, Steel. No, you're right.
Dragon Fire. Yeah. The main thing I noticed, because I already had to prep for it with this team, is like it has Ursaluna, Copperajah, Diplin, Wigglytuff, so I was like, oh damn, he's building Trick Room. And then I learned that none of these Pokemon except Delphox get Trick Room.
For me, yeah, I think first thing, I think Copperajah and Ursaluna have very similar stat spreads, which sounds like a non-issue, but it's, I don't know, if you can put a little bit of speed on a Fist F Pokemon, take the hit, and then kind of annoy them, you can.
They kind of
there's
have
similar
their
prep.
role.
So that's Tauros Paldea is there for that, I guess, to complement that.
Tauros Paldea is a good Terra captain, so I don't know exactly what he's chosen, but I think just it's
fighting ground steel, so
Okay.
just being hard to switch into.
Yeah, I think that Pokemon kind of helps. Just Terra fighting is very potent on this team. I think you're going to be very hard pressed to actually keep your Ghost healthy against this team. It doesn't have a Dark type, but when there's an Ursaluna, you always have this mind game. Is going to click Facade, is going to click Headlong Rush, right? And if you get that, mind game wrong with your Ghost type once, you get Headlong Rush and just get fucking O-code. You're going to be in a difficult position. I do think if you're running Ursaluna, you should probably have a Dark type. And Tauros kind of could have done with that Terra Dark.
Yeah.
But I like this team though. I think there's an Intimidate core with Salamence as well. I think that being like a Moxie Sweeper, you can just like clean up after Ursaluna if possible.
Or it could be like bulky Intimidate if you want to slow the game down back to your way.
Yeah,
Get Ursaluna in.
Milotic with like Haze flipped there and you can slow it down as well, which is useful.
Decidueye is still a very underrated Pokemon too.
It's a nice utility Pokemon. You can like, I don't think default Decidueye is that good in this meta. Where you can like threaten to like run it and like just, I don't know, it's like set up an Astiplo or SD. And...
Or you can run just like
Yeah.
bulky 3 moves and Roost, even then that's good.
I mean, I think the three
kind of
types are a
funny
little bit questionable, but
Yeah. Other semi-funny problem this team has is it has 0 grounded poison types.
Yeah.
So
or
if
poison
you
types in
decide to
general.
bring, like that poison types, maybe you can live without it, but it's really weak to toxic spikes because of that. Well, of course you can just bring Boots removal, and you have good removal in Komala and Decidueye, but it does limit your options.
Well, both
Yeah, especially
Ursaluna
with Diplin.
and Copperajah aren't gonna get hit by the toxic spikes, assuming that Ursaluna's already burned.
for sure.
I mean, if Ursaluna gets poisoned, it doesn't really care. That's fine.
I think
It's
this
still
team
going to
is-
click Facade.
I think this team is pretty weak to fighting, like regardless of what like the matchup sheet says. Because I think you have like your high tiers. Your Thunderous doesn't really like taking that hit, like especially like not a bandit close combat. Salamence kind of has to do it a lot of the time. Delphox is not that bulky, right?
Yeah, Wigglytuff as the fairy is kind of rough, just in general.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, like defensively, again, a lot of these teams, well, like every team so far has been defensively suspect. But I think Ursaluna is nice, Thunderous, the speed tier is nice, Salamence to like be a sweeper or like something to like control the speed of the game is nice, Diplin could be really fat. Definitely decent potential with this. I don't mind, I'll give it like a 7.
Yeah, 7. I agree. Like, it's definitely the most sound of the team so far.
It's a
Yeah,
bit
7.
7.5.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that I would like to point out is for hazards, you're relying on Pokemon that don't want to use hazards or you don't want to bring. You don't really want to click Rocks to Copperajah. It can do it, right? But you
Doesn't
don't want to do it. And you can do it with Wigglytuff, but then you have to bring Wigglytuff. And I think that's a bit of an issue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
that's definitely pointed out here as well. Right, yeah. Next team, California Krooks.
Illumise.
Yo,
This team, what
Oh
the...
yeah, round 1 pick.
This
What is
team
this?
This team is interesting, man. Like,
I have that
at first glance, it looks slow as shit. That being said, I do think Infernape and Tornadus can come to a lot of the games, so that helps with it. What are more Picco's Terras? I know Cloth is Water, Fairy, Brook.
Morpeko is Electric, Grass, Ice.
Okay. That's no bad. I think...
And Cloth is Rock, Fairy, Water.
I think for a Team Bull Goldengo, it has very, very poor hazard stacking.
There's Earthworm, Spikes, maybe Rocks from Torterra, and that's like it.
Yeah, I'm Rocks and Cloth, right?
A wheezing
yeah.
T
We-
With
we-
a
spike.
running AB clock.
Wheezing
Yeah,
GT spikes, but like, I don't know. This they can all do it. It just feels a little bit wonky because there's like
Yeah, nothing really. Like no spikes options, I don't think.
I think what
Earthworm.
I do
Right.
like, yeah. If this is my team, I'm like game one. I'm running like choice specs tornadoes. I like that like power option. I like shell smash Torterra as a possibility, right? Dunaspers could do some nasty sweep shit. Gonenga could do some nasty sweep shit. Can also run a good scarf set. Same with Infernape. And there's Slowking Wheezing G is defensively decent. Yeah, like especially neutralizing gas, clear smoke, you can like slow the game down there. T-Wave, Chitter Reception for Slowking.
Skedaddle.
It does feel like slow still.
Slow and like it feels like it technically has most bases covered, but it doesn't conglomerate into a team that actually covers for each other, if you get what I mean. Like, yeah, it has a regenerated core and it has some offensive win cons, it has some hazards, but I don't know, it just feels like a lot of loose points that don't mesh well together.
I mean, the obvious issue is Illumise, that Pokemon sucks major ass, but no, I think
it's a tier 5, to be fair.
For me, yeah, I think you can probably look at getting rid of that Dunsparce. I don't think it's that valuable, even though it's a nice bulky normal, like a blank slate in that sense. But like if there's like a tier 4, like I don't know, Earthring, if that's available, you can make some moves, get some more points, and like get a more reliable partner for Goldengo, for example, because there's not really anything. With like if you're doing Goldengo, yeah, you should kind of look at, can I get something with above 100 speed that actually has like insane attack? Like Infernape tries his best, but it's just not there.
He'll fall short
Yeah.
sometimes. Interestingly enough, like the idea around this, like, there's obviously not, if you look at the numbers, you can see like there's not that big of a speed gap per se, but a lot of the time there's this almost divide between the fast mons and the slow mons, that your opponents can just run just enough speed to outspeed the slowest ones, and then just run bulk and everything else. And you might miss some vital KOs because of it.
Yeah, I
Like-
think like I've said, like it technically covers everything, but I'm just still not a big fan of it, so I can only give it like a 6.
Yeah, I was also going to give it a 6.
Ooh, we're 27 minutes into the recording and we're what, 5 teams down?
Oh no.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Midnight
Also-
gaming, people.
Yeah, this is
Popplios,
pretty
this
scary.
team is broken.
Next team, Sun. Walking Wake Lily gets next.
Me and the
It's
boys,
maybe slightly better than the previous Sun team.
me and the boys clicking Terrifier, Typhlosion in Sun.
Eruption
Yep.
time.
Jesus Christ, this team is so scary.
This
It's time
team,
for
yeah,
everything
like
to die.
it's Gligar stinks. That was a tearing oversight. He should not be in that tier. I think
No risks.
this team, honestly, I can do my analysis this in like 20-30 seconds, right? You have a spinner that is coming every game because it's playing that many roles. You don't have great hazards, but you have such fucking scary offense that it doesn't matter. Like,
You just obliterate everything. You don't need to chip it
yeah,
down.
you have Gudra Hisuian,
Yeah.
you need like a special check, same with Sylveon, same with Alola Muk. You have Torkoal Fistef like Yawn. You can slow the game down there, even though like having something over Gligar, like I don't know, Fistef ground like Mudsdale or something could be helpful.
Getting
but
a tier
you-
3 that's particularly defensive, you
you
kind of
s-
need that right now.
you
It's not
can, like,
Gligar.
Slow down the game enough to get your big ass threats back in, and then the opponent's kind of fucked. Like I think Walking Wake, Torkoal, Terra Typhlosion, and Lilligant Hisui is just insane. I think for me that's like a 9 out of 10 immediately. Just such good offense.
You just
Yeah.
can't, there's no escape.
Yeah, I was
It's the
helping
Yeah.
Job prepare for this team, and I was like, yeah, okay, I don't really know what to do with this matchup.
Yeah, I have no clue. I'll say 8.5 out of 10, just
I get a
because
9.
it's because of the Gligar.
Sure, 9. And he might get rid of it now that
So scary.
he knows it doesn't get roost.
Poor Gligar.
They
Yeah.
bring it.
Yeah, that's
because
That's the
If
tier.
we click on the team right now,
Yeah, speaking of that team,
it does have Reggie Licky on it.
this team, I think it kind of does what it tries to accomplish, right? Because we start with like a good defensive backbone. We have like Great Tusk, we have Avalok for Fist Def, we can have Tinkerton for like decent utility, like Encore, Rooks, Knockoff, right?
We have Pillfish with Intimidate, Eviolite.
Like we have some decent bulky Pokemon. And we have a Re-Hurricane or Crawdons. For me, I'm kind of looking for this. I'm kind of looking for something else. You know, I'm looking for something, not exactly like an Infernape, but something that has like a decent speed stat and like hits super hard. Because that doesn't really exist outside from Great Tusk.
Yeah. I think
Also,
either
nothing really
Yuxi or
that much
Quilfish
special.
2 we could probably swap out for something like that because they're not exactly the same, but they do sort of fill the same role of defensive thing that sets hazards.
I think, yeah, I'm going to make a suggestion. I think it's available. I'm not 100% sure. You might have to double check me on that. I think if you swap that Yuxi for Meloetta, this team is immediately better.
Meloetta is
that's-
available.
That has
But-
128 special attack and still insane Spadef. And you need this to be Spadef because you have like Fist Def, Tusk, you have Intimidate, Kofi Shishui, you have Flame Body on Talonflame, which really accentuates his physical capacities, right? You can have Terra Avalok, obviously, that's an incredible Pokemon. So I think that like a simple change like that where you can like
You
have
have to use a
have,
point
like,
slot, though.
more power at the same time and still keep up your defensive solidity.
Mhm.
That's like, I think that's the move because this team definitely has the defensive solidity. It's just gonna it's gonna be about that positioning, that transition into when it's time for you to do the damage, because you can't keep taking the hits and not really dishing out well, you know.
Right. Uxie
Yeah.
has tier 3, Meloetta's tier 2, so you'd have to drop one of the points mons to compensate for the points.
Maybe just something cheap, like maybe it's like a tier 3 fast Pokemon over, because you like if you get like something with the 110 speed, you don't really need Regieleki.
Mhm.
Because we have T-Flame to
I-
set the pace.
I do like
Do also have
Rotom Fan plus Reggie. Like you can beat you, trick a ring target,
Oh, for sure.
and
Yeah.
then suddenly Reggie like he goes crazy.
Yeah,
There's
that could be a
potential
fun
for that.
strat, yeah.
No, I think, I think defensively it's solid. Yeah, that's basically my critique. Defensively solid, but it struggles to actually put that into like, actually get something out of that. You know, something tangible like a couple kills and like enough momentum to win the game.
It was funny seeing the week 1 match where the Golduck came and it was like this bulky water type with flip turn, like max HP, and it just like flip turned
Hell
every
yeah.
time it stepped on the field. It's
That's what
helpful,
we're
but
here for.
what you can notice is that every time it flip turns into something, no offense really happens. You're just switching into something
Yeah.
else, like a different hit. So it's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
point. There's just not really a positioning issue with
Yeah,
there's a
that
positioning issue with
also-
getting attacker in.
Yeah.
Because it did help build that team. 'Cause that is also kind of an issue with the team he was facing. That was so much offense that you kind of needed a lot of different checks for a lot of different things.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
like you don't always need to do that. Like offense teams are best prepped for by out offensing them. This team doesn't do that well. But like,
Yeah.
yeah. But for me, I'll say a decent 7. It's not bad.
Yeah, sure.
5. I think it
6.5.
outlasted a lot of teams.
I'll go 7.5.
This okay. Yeah, 9. Let's move on.
That's
This team was some evil shit, bro. Like how did this man, the GDL2 let this man get round 11 Iron Moth.
Iron Moth.
Nobody
Iron
had a
Moth,
chance to
Iron Moth,
draft
Iron
tier
Honestly,
ones at that point anymore.
I'm gonna keep it real. I always get like depressed when like I'm getting sniped left to right and center in GDL, and then like fuckers in GDL2 don't be picking up the best Pokemon in the format. It's sure something. No, but well, critiques are he doesn't have. I don't remember exactly what his Terra types are, but he doesn't have a fighting type, which is
Yeah.
always kind of stinky, right?
The Terra types for Appleton are Dragon, Fairy, Steel. For Mismagius, Ghost, Fairy, Electric,
Okay.
which are probably correct.
Yeah. It's,
Like the last time I had Mismagius as a Terra Captain, and I also I could choose between any type, and it consistently was either fairy or electric. So I very much agree with that.
No, I think
Yeah, those seem like
I think Terra Appleton's very good, very bulky, especially with Tech Fat, and you can like really synergize that well. I think they're not being a flying type isn't the problem because you have this Rotom Wash which kind of just cancels like ground moves anyway. Except is there any mold breaker Pokemon like Hackstress? I don't think that was even drafted. Miss Magius also has Levitate, of course, but I really love the Scizor pickup. He did like have to drop Room for it, and that does kind of stink because the fighting type is really good. But
there's pivoting here that can help get Iron Moth and Weavile in.
I think priority is super important in this like format, so it's good that he picked up something good in that sense. But yeah, like Rotom Bosch Scizor is a tried and tested agency combination, right? And having Iron Moth to follow in on that, like you can like boost energy agility sets, for example. You can run like maybe like speed boosting sets, like Fire Dance. There's a lot of potential with Iron Moth. Weevil being a really good partner for it.
And it's good ways to break down like the bulky water types that both Moth and Weavile struggle with too.
Yeah, I do think
Appleton will set on Garganical Sulkier discourages them from constantly switching in.
I think this team is a little bit weak. Like if there's something that can set up on the special side, I'm not the biggest fan of Florges. I used it in GDL Season 8, right? And I always felt like I was just going to get like out set up on. So I feel like that's a slight weakness of the team. But then again, it is kept in check by the priority. But I think it's a very
there's some Munchlax, like Munchlax has pretty good special ball, and it has a 30% chance to paralyze and ruin your sweep every turn.
Yeah, but if you're running Munchlax, you're not running one of Rotom, Scizor, Iron Moth, Weavile, you know.
Yeah, you can also just vibely bring the 6 best Pokemon every time. That's also fine. And
Glimmer stats just so your opponent has to bring removal. It doesn't actually come up show up to the game. But
no, of course not. Like Glimmer also means like you're not running Garganical or you're really stacking weaknesses.
I mean, he could do what Burst did to get promoted in Season 8 and just like set up hazards, Glimmer lead, and just click Memento. But yeah, I'm just gonna give it a 9. I think it's very solid. Even though I would like to see fighting type, but it's so good.
Yeah, sure.
We've probably spent way too long on this team.
The good Pokemon are way too good.
Yeah. We'll have whatever the fuck Hawaii build.
Yeah, this looks like a stall team at first glance with the Clefable and the Quagsire.
Okay, well the speed tiers look bad, but this is Sandrush, right?
Yeah.
I think
it's Sandrush, and the Terror types are Ghost, Normal, and Dark for Houndstone.
I find that weird.
Yeah.
No, but I did manage to convince this guy to drop Historic for Hisuian Decidueye, because without that he's completely fucked against like water type and shit. Because he never relying on Water Absorb Quagsire to not be 6-0 by Scarf Water move. No, but I think this team has some defensive capacity to it. You have Titor, which is obviously very good value. Can even go on like sweeps with DD. I don't like the Tauros, I don't like the Tauros Lycanroc Dusk. I think he should have committed to one good fast Pokemon, because you never really bring in both of them, and they kind of clash with what they do.
Trying to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, and also have the exact same speed tier.
Yeah, I think you've spent very heavily on this team, Hawaii, on very passive Pokemon with... Well, I guess Clefable isn't that passive, right? But, like, it's kind of gonna be pushed into this Magikarp defensive slot in this team. Corviknight kind of helps, it kind of doubles up on that. Quagsire kind of doubles up on that. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like, it ticks up the types. It's not super weak to anything, but I don't think this team is that good.
And I will say, like, the sand offense and the possibility to go full stall is difficult for some of these teams to deal with.
If you're bringing stall in GDL2, like, bruh.
Yeah.
At least there's no text. Like Toxapex.
Like,
there's not
prepping for both at the same time is kind of hard.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, but I'm going to give it like a 6. I'm not too impressed by it. I do like the versatility of some of these Pokemon though.
I'll give it a 6.5.
Yeah, I think 6.5.
All right. Orbit, the other relegator, man. Gangster, start us off.
Oh, well, of course you have the classic Beartic, the GDL Season 8 Classic.
Question now is, do you have something for the well-played Beartic?
What are the
Well-
Beartic stereotypes?
Electric and
Yes,
Fairy
Electric Fairy.
alongside Ice.
Okay, well, I think obviously there's a very strong offense here. I'm not gonna bother talking about all the defensive things. Right, you can go like Tingaloo, Bronzong, Vaporeon if you want, right? But like, there's you can just do like Sneasler setup bullshit. You can do you have Hail, like your Snowveil. You have Armarouge. We can do like weakness policy, fucking what's it called? Weak armor bullshit. You can do Beartic like hit shit. You can Indeedee just like Terra Psychic move.
Indeedee, Sneasler,
Yeah,
tried and
exactly.
true.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
the
I
Untitled.
was gonna put that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like Vaporeon is not here to be defensive. It's here to click Wish Flip turn, so your offensive threats can keep on offensing.
Yeah, even like Witness Policy Tinglu could be a vibe.
Yeah, it is a bit fighting weak.
This is big offense HQ,
Yeah.
bro. Like, big stall
yeah.
runs in fear of this shit. That being said, it is pretty bad against Toxapex, but like whatever. But
I don't think anyone has Toxapex, right?
I don't
Fine,
think
just
so.
run Specs Bronzong and you'll be fine.
No, but this team's very good. Honestly, I don't need to spend more time on it other than say it's like an 8.5, and the 8.5 because it's like technically it's like wonky defensively, but you're not really gonna worry about that on this team.
You're just gonna go.
I was gonna say 8.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, sure.
Like I think it has slightly the same problems of staying into position that we talked about before. Like if you out offensive and you get momentum on your side, it's gonna struggle.
Yeah,
I feel like it doesn't get
but
better
the setup sweeper that like would do that has to have taunts so you don't get whirlwinded by Tinglu.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
It's a good team. Like, I'm happy with everything. Alright. Great Northern Gonzaps. I didn't really like the early like Rillaboom pick on this team. I mean, what screams out to me is like a whole bunch of red over here.
Okay, I have to get rid of my team too.
And bro said, yeah, my Rook resists are both weak to ground. Genius.
Edgequake doesn't
Yo.
exist.
There's
No, it's fine. Just set terrain with Rillaboom. Earthquake isn't the move anymore.
a kid called Earth Power.
No.
No, my bad. I didn't know that didn't exist.
Special
yeah,
attack don't exist.
Okay,
by the way.
I like Rillaboom, right? So why is like the highest attack stat in this entire team on Rillaboom? I guess on Crab, but I
Oh
don't.
yeah, the epic crab.
No, but there's gotta be some shit around that's like not necessarily like Hacksters, but like something like a choice band Hacksters, right? That like just you show up and you just punch something. Like the web really like helps it in that way.
Because whatever comes in won't be able to hit back and before you hit again.
Yeah, I think defensively it kind of misses because like it relies on like Mandibuzz and Colossal for Fist F, and like Clodsire for Spit F or something. There's Altaria, which is very good momentum
But it's not Terra
Pokemon.
Captain.
This, right? Yeah, that's weird that he didn't choose Altaria for Terra Captain. I must say. I
It's
think
almost like it was in your article or something.
yeah, I think that.
I mean,
that's
he does have
important.
Colossal and Electrode, which also makes sense
Yes,
for
sure.
Terra Captain. but
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, Colossal is very funny because it has fire, water, grass as stereotypes. I just think that's neat.
Yeah, I think I'm not the biggest fan of like the missing not the missing everything, but like I don't know, it's kind of wonky.
Like your team is
Yeah.
balanced, but it's not because it has
I think
like very high to very lows. It's balanced in the sense that every mon wants to do everything, but it can't per se.
yeah,
Like, it
like
wants
that.
to be well-rounded, but each mon is the well-rounded.
I think that's a really good point actually, because like, I think if we're talking specialists on the team, like Jirachi is like a jack of all trades, right? Like Klodzar is like, I guess a little bit of a specialist. Like Altaria is kind of a jack of all trades. So is Samurott. So is Mandibuzz. So is Colossal. Like Electrode's kind of speedy, but like not fast enough. So like someone else has to take a hit. Like there could be like a little bit like more that specialist role where you just, something that just focuses on power and power alone.
You need things to fill the niches that you need for a specific man. Like
I would agree. Yeah.
Well, I guess there is.
obviously Jirachi can
Typhlosion
run
to be
Scarf
there.
with Iron Head to hit stuff and be annoying, or it can run like different. Or like Typhlosion could be specs if you really want like a power, but you have to run like those items if you want it to do anything. Like, there's no mon like a Haxorus that just goes wee and then your team is done.
Yeah, like you don't like necessarily. I don't think you need like every single typing to see ticked off. Like you don't need necessarily like a fighting type. Or you don't need a dark type, especially in this meta, because like store power setup and stuff is not very good in this meta, right? Unless your name is Manaphy, in which case it is good. But no, but like you don't necessarily need all the jack of all trades roles. You kind of do need like those Pokemon that require very heavy prep. And honestly, like I'm looking at this team like, okay, Altaria, I can put like Haze on my Muck or something, and that's dealt with if it like tries to do anything crazy, right? Like Samurott, that's probably handled by whatever I'm bringing already. Like, it can run like SD, but like there's enough of these Pokemon that just like don't require very heavy prep, even though they're good Pokemon.
Which is unfortunate because it seems on paper as a fine team, but like when you put it all together in like a tunnel.
Yeah. Nah, but for me,
6.5.
yeah, I'll give it like 6.5.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 6.
That's a most abstract
yeah.
commentary we've given. Now we go to the most abstract
10.
guy. This sure is something.
Oh, yeah.
Bro's texted me like, "Yo, can like, is the like, what was he saying? Hold on, this doesn't show me.
Did he
Yeah,
ask about moon power?
hold on. This dude was saying like, is white lens allowed?
He's cooking. Let him cook.
Why would that not be
Oy.
allowed?
I don't know, bro. You always ask me shit like this.
Well,
Wait,
it's good that he's asking
you
instead
guys
of
see the
sending-
analysis, and I'll look at like what he's asked me, like in the past.
In terms of analysis, yeah, we've got some very fast guys. There's a weird gap between Mamoswine and Hans, which is not ideal, but I guess that gap isn't so bad.
I have it. The first thing he asked me is speed boost allowed on Scolipede, like a couple seasons ago. He asked, is regenerator allowed? Is black glasses allowed? Is comeuppance allowed?
Hey man, gotta make sure you're not bringing anything illegal.
Yeah. I respect it. Shout out Slopperslung,
Yes,
the real
it's
hero of
allowed.
this story.
Yeah, my
Yes,
favorite one is
it's
acupressure allowed.
No, but so actual team like criticism, right? We have a fucking monkey.
Monkey.
This is it's offense, right? But it's offense in a way that like you have Iron Hands, kind of like cats in the team. That motherfucker is going to take any and all attacks and just kill you back. I don't know how he does it. He just does it.
He just won't die.
Yeah.
Nope.
He's
Your
got
calculator lied to you. He's not going to die for that hit.
very good Terra Captain picks as well, with Tasagiri being able to like specialize in both the stabs and fire. He just told me to pick a random type. I rolled the wheel and it gave him fire. But
Damn.
and Belly will
That's
just
kind of
like
sad. I
Terra
wish it
Grass,
was bug.
Terra Grass balancing out that ground weakness, which helps. Now, but there's good fast offense. I don't know about Doug Trio's there. It's good fast offense. You're kind of looking for something with like some Spadef, so you can like bring the game back to your side in that sense. No, but like
I mean, if you really need it, you just put in the Salt Vest and Iron Hands and you're fine.
yeah, but like I think if you ideally you'd probably get rid of like one of like Chandelier, like maybe like Chandelier or something. Try to get something because you don't really need a speed tier or its power. No, but I'm a big fan of like a lot of this team. It has good offense. Like,
This team can.
Yeah,
kick.
like
I will rate it a 69 out of 420. Oh, I did it last time, but that's also a really low rating actually.
420
Yeah,
out of 69, which is a fraction that equals exactly 6.08. So 6.08 out of 10.
I'm gonna rate it a
Cool.
7.57.
Right.
okay, I'm going to rate it pi.
Oh,
It's pretty low, honestly.
He was
That's-
rating
Yeah.
He was rating out of 5.
I'm gonna go
Sure.
for pi
Pi out
squared.
of 5. Pi out of 5. Let's go.
Alright, next team. Coming up to 50 minutes on the recording.
Oh no.
If you're still here, Gangster,
You're
what should
real.
they comment?
They should comment that they will be changing one of their terror types for Terrorbug.
I think when this is Ryan's team, I drafted it. I think it's very good. Well, I drafted everything except Arbok, which he wanted round 1 for some reason, and still got away with fucking Dragapult because it's GDL2.
Yep.
Hey, I'm a big fan of the round 1 meme pick into tryhard mode. I think
Yeah.
that's very fun.
Yeah, right. So this team, I think it's very good. I'll say
It's very scary.
what's a little bit suspect. What I like, I think you're relying on Iron Threads to beat Rook offense. And you kind of rely on Iron Threads to be like offensive utility a lot of the time with this team. You have decent removal, you have Serena, you have Iron Threads, like I said, right? You
Did they
have,
remove the fog off of Volcanion?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
but you have really good offense. The Dragapult Staraptor is amazing, right?
Volcanion will hit hard, so will Guard of Fire.
I think Staraptor isn't really good value in 2, but on this team it was just a perfect fit. Because all this team requires it to do is have that 100 speed tier and just fucking hit shit.
Bird mode activates.
Exactly. Yeah, and Volcanion obviously very good water type. Like you feel very like a lot of niches at once. You can offensively check a lot of things because you have the 120 defense. That really sets the bar really high. Gardevoir can like can't do the same thing if it runs an AV on the special side.
It'll have some funny like
I think
interactions with traits it
Yeah.
can potentially abuse.
Hariyama has an insane HP stats, so you can read it, EV it well. You can slap on Whirlwind, for example, like control the game flow in that sense.
Version of
Um,
Lola parting shot is always annoying
yeah.
with knockoff.
I think this team has such good like. I think it's got such good everything. You have like setup Rotom, you have good Scarfers, you have good like
It's
good offense, you have
defense.
sweeping opportunities. I'll say the only thing that's a little bit suspect is you're relying on Whiskash for hazards, kind of, because Iron Dreads doesn't always have the room for Stealth Rook. But when it does have room for Stealth Rook, yeah, and you chip this team, you use like Staraptor just punch a hole through something, and you kind of just clean a lot of time with like Volcanion slash like Dragapult. I think, yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I think it's very clean.
It's a 9.
It's good. I give it an 8.5 because I don't like Serena.
What's
Is
wrong with
there- is
Serena?
Not even like whether it's a good Pokemon or not. I just don't like it.
That's what I was gonna
Oh.
ask. Yeah, I think on this team it does the job because it brings like some necessary like physical offense because before then it was like, you know, there's enough, but it's gonna be able to actually fulfill a role in a team of like rapid spin and still keep up momentum and like hit hard.
Oh, this is Paldea Dex though, so it doesn't have all its moves again, though. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have Axel anymore.
It doesn't have Axel, and that's about it, right?
Knock as well, lost. Oh no, it gets Knock again.
Yeah.
It's mainly
Cool.
Axel, I guess.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 9 as well. All right, 3 to go. We have St. Augustine Shuckles.
Okay, talk about offense.
Ogre Pond Hearthflame.
This is a weird team, bro. There's
Why
okay.
why throw Hunter and Drifting?
There's I don't know. They do different things though. But like Drifling could have been Terra Captain, but like I don't know. Yes, let's go Hunchcrow. For me, yeah, it's defensively a little bit suspect, but you have webs plus like possible Garchomp. You don't have like wait, it doesn't have any spinners, does it? No,
I don't
yeah.
think anybody's got
Wait,
spin.
it
Nope.
has. Okay, yeah. So I don't really like that you're not really set up well for the hazard game, and you have a tier 1 that is really good, but it cannot run boots and it's weak to roll,
Yeah.
right?
It's stuck on the
Yeah,
same.
you're gonna have to run the fog Grifflin
Yeah, I
every
think
single game.
that's something you could have kind of tried to like slot into the team a little bit more, because I don't feel like you need all of. I don't feel like you need both of like Mienshao and Amberpump necessarily. I don't think Mienshao was a good pickup in Grace. I don't think you need Haunter on this team. I like it as like the decent speed tier special offense, because you don't have a lot of special offense.
It's like a Vika Volt, and that's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
see that.
I think we could have used
I
our
also
points a little bit
want to
differently for
say,
that.
like, I don't like that Hunch Crow has mainly defensive terror types in ground and steel. I think that's not what it needs on this team.
Yeah,
Ground
for
type
sure.
Quadro is pretty funny though. It's not good, but it sounds funny. Just as giant raven bird just on the ground.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know.
I don't know. This team definitely for me needs some tweaks, because you can't play an effective hazard game, and you're
But you
kind
want
of
Fatu to set hazards, but you don't have spin.
yeah, you're kind of like wasting a lot of your points into very similar niches, when you kind of like, if you get yourself like a decent hazard mover, so you can have the option to bring the best out of Ogrepon, right? And like just something with decent special attack. Like strip it down to the essentials in that sense. Ogrepon, guard chomp, what works around that, right?
I'm gonna give it a 7 based on Ogrepon plus Guard Jump alone. I think that's just very solid and has a lot of potential, but it does have holes.
Yeah, I
Not
just
gonna
think
be
like I think Mitch tried to cover. I think he tried to cover too many like types and too many niches, or like too many like defensive types. But he doesn't manage to actually put together a really cohesive team, kind of like Jumper Cables. Yeah, I'll give it a 6.32, just because I can.
Cool.
Okay.
Sure.
Then I will give it a 6.69. Nice.
Oh my god. Lowlands Lycanroc. We must start off with the round one first.
Hell yeah.
We need to normalize round 1 epic picks.
I mean, third is, with Tidy Up, it's actually a viable tier 5.
Yeah, it killed something in this week 1.
Yo,
I think this team, I don't dislike it, honestly. I think it's a little bit weak to. It's a weird criticism to start with, but it's a little bit weak to Mirror Herb counter prep with Komo and Volcarona, right?
yeah.
You have decent. It's a good choice to have Palosan as your Terra Captain, because you kind of do lack that fist stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of the Volcarona pick, I can't lie. I don't think it's that good value. And I think if we're just going back to the previous argument, like what do we actually require on this team? This looks to be built around. We're gonna probably be bringing Fur a lot, right? But if we're looking at like what's coming every week, we're looking at like Empoleon. How do you support like Empoleon, Komodo, Ogrepon, Cornerstone? That's probably your best 3 Pokemon, in my opinion.
Like the Volcarona doesn't really fit within that grouping. I mean, it put in work week 1, and it still is a good Pokemon. It's just like when you don't build around it, it has a tougher time doing what it needs to do.
Now, for me, like this looks like it's kind of between a balance and an offense team.
But it's not quite both the offense either.
It's not really either, and that is something that bothers me a little bit. Because if we're going for balance, then we should bring in some good fist def alongside. Like, you might be able to just get rid of Volcarona, get like some crazy fist def shit from tier 1. I'm not sure what's available, right?
Take a look.
But even though if there's nothing, you can use the 180 points to get something crazy out of tier 2.
Lando T did not get drafted.
That's a possibility, yeah.
That works.
I don't really think you need it for speed tiers. I do think you need to pick up a good Scarfer though. I don't think this team has one.
I mean, Lando's a fine star, right?
Yes, that'd be a decent change. Nah, but this is
Would also help with the fist def, yeah.
this team has every type, but like, I do think it struggles to like. I don't think Xander really knew what he was going for with this. You know, like he put together 11 months, but like not a team.
To be fair, it's difficult to make team composition on the fly as well. And if you just get a team that kind of works, you obviously fix it in Grace. That's the whole point of PR, so we can help fix teams.
Yeah, well, Grace is over, so have fun spending your transactions.
I mean, you have them for a reason.
Yeah. No, but this team, I think, just needs like a minor tweak, and like it can probably just need like a slightly better way to like bring Empoleon Komodo into the scene, for example. You know, like just slight improvements.
Got that rap.
I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm still pretty happy with it. Like,
yeah,
you know, I probably wouldn't draft this, but if I'm taking over a team and I get this, I'm like, okay, I can work with this.
For sure.
Right. I'll give it a 7.778.
Damn.
No, that's we already had that team. No.
Okay, so here comes the point where I shut up, because this is my team.
Oh, I forgot to paste that. Oops, my
whose
bad.
team is this? This team is...
We'll go
This
here.
team's
Okay,
awful.
yeah.
There's nothing here.
Yeah, this guy sucks. He didn't draft a single resistance anything. What the hell?
Although it's really good because it's not weak to anything either.
This is probably the
weaknesses.
worst team so far. Definitely, I think like we can just all agree that this is just a
Okay, well,
0 out of 10. Just move on to the next one.
okay, well, let's start. This team has 10 Pokemon. It's a bold choice.
Wait, what are we missing?
Well, Pachirisu is not doing shit, dog. Tell me one scenario where you're bringing Pachirisu over either Rotom Heat or Alolan Golem or even like Basculin for the speed tier.
Nah, you bring Patrice to click follow me like that one clip
Nah.
from the VPC tournament.
It's just here so I have an electric immune that isn't weak to ice. Am I bringing it? Probably not. But anyway, I've said enough. Just
hey, sure,
keep
man.
talking as if I'm not here.
That's a link to some pretty good Pokemon.
I think Spadef wise this team is very suspicious. I said that very strangely. No, I think it's very suspicious defense Spadef wise. Like we have, you know, we have Frostmoth for it.
Yeah, that's
And
22.
Frostmoth. Because Dogsman has horrible HP and doesn't even have good Spadef. Right? I think
You
I
could
can.
run a Pulse with 22.
I can fold
but
out its
you most
entire,
likely
like-
wanna run Blitz.
I can fold out its stats, right? And like, what does this have? This has.
Yeah,
It's kind of relying on like the jack of all trades Rotom Heat to cover that, because it's not really like. It doesn't really look like a team like the offense ones we discussed before, where you're like trying to just sweep your opponent before they sweep you.
It's trying. It looks like it's trying to be like a balanced team, but there's
Yeah.
different aspects that don't balance it out.
I think for me, right, there's a couple of things that can that Ogerpon doesn't hit. It doesn't hit grass types and it doesn't hit dragon types.
Frostmoth helps with that. Frostmoth helps with that, like hitting dragons in grass.
Yeah, but I think like for me, I think something stronger or like something higher tiered maybe that was, you know, Scissor wasn't obviously going to be available, but like if you have like a strong offensive fairy or something, something that really plays into that partnership with the Ogerpon, because that's probably like your best Pokemon on this team.
It is the tier 1.
Tornadus feels a little bit deserted. It's weird to criticize this team because it has very good Pokemon and some good synergy, but it doesn't quite come together for me.
It's fine. Just run Outrage Crocodile to take out the dragons. It's fine.
Alright, Kip, do you have any criticisms of what you've like discovered already?
Yeah, I definitely struggle to cover my weaknesses. I've noticed. I don't really remember what, but like both prepping week 1 and 2, I'm like, damn. Even you say the Spadef side, but even the Fizdef side, it's kind of tough to get it all covered. But I'm sure it's fine.
Well, I feel like you don't need to always cover everything, but like I do feel like this team kind of lacks the options to do so. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
Like I don't.
yeah,
think
that's fine. I'm just gonna click a flip turn every week.
Yeah, that's valid. I think
Okay, fine,
Basculin's
that's
very good
yeah.
value.
Well, Bastion.
I think you have Torrentee, you have like Ogerpon, for me, it kind of lacks. It kind of lacks that kind of like glue that brings it together a little bit better. Like, I know like Slowbro's not available, but something like that. I don't know. Maybe Slowbro Galar is available. You know, like a good AV regen pivot, for example.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like there's some tweaks you can make to this team that could like help you bring out that Ogrepon a little bit more often, especially that like it's a bit liable to T-spikes because Toxicroak doesn't play that many games and you have one hazard remover.
One? Alright, yeah, all my mons that previously got defog don't get defog anymore.
Yeah,
that's another problem I noticed.
Yeah, I think. Oh, Frostmoth still defog. My bad. Well, they're just. Yeah, but you're relying on bug types for that, so I don't know. Not. It's a bit.
Frostmoth is not really a bug type.
Yeah. I'll say, for me, I'll give it a 6.8 because I don't want to give 6.9 so Gangster can say like nice or something.
A 6.
All right, I'll give it a 6.9.
Nice.
Of course.
All right. I don't know what that means for like best or worst. I guess you'll just have to remember.
I mean, I know I gave Master of Tankweed the best rating because pi squared is like a 9.8.
Something like that, yeah. Oh yeah.
It's probably known who got the best score overall. Then.
Yeah. If you're still here,
For
thanks,
sure.
thanks for watching. Comments.
We already said what they had to comment.
Yeah,
so
but also if
don't
you're
worry
still
about
watching, comment Nasim sucks, and that's it. See you guys in
Right.
hopefully the GDL power rankings at some point. Bye.
Good
Bye.
night.